everyone, it's Jordan, and today I'm going to be doing How to Train Your Dragon book tag. I was tagged by the original creator, which I'll link her channel down below, and, or her original video, I should say. I was tagged by her a few months ago. Oops. I just have been really busy, and I'm just decided to do this tag, and I love How to Train Your Dragon. I'm glad that she created this tag, so let's get started. So I have all the questions in a notepad, again. And the first question is Hiccup, a character who has great character development, and I picked Audrey Rose from Stalking Jack the Ripper by Kerri Maniscalco. I just love her character, and I also love how she's going outside of the gender role during that time, just because girls are not allowed to go to school, I think, during that time. I'm trying to remember on top of my head, but I just love her character, and she had a lot of character development from the first book, and I can't wait to find out more about her in Hunting Prince Dracula, which is the sequel of this book. The next question is Astrid, a character that comes across as fearless, and I picked Alosa from Dara the Pirate King. By Tricia Levenseller. I just love Alosa. She's so fearless, and she's Dara the Pirate King, obviously, and she would say I can do whatever I want and all that, and I really want to read Dara the Siren Queen so bad, then I haven't got a chance to do that yet, so I probably will read it, but at the end of the year, who knows. Alosa, she's one of my favorite female characters of all time. The next question is Fishlegs, a highly intelligent character, and I picked Hermione Granger from Harry Potter. She's just so smart, and she's read a lot of the textbooks before her classmates did, and she learned a lot of spells and all that. I just love her character. She's my #1 favorite character from the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Plus the Harry Potter series has been my favorite for a very long time, and I definitely love Hermione, because again, she's one of my favorites, and I would love to be in the Wizarding World to hang out with her. The next question is Snout Out, a character who thinks highly of themselves. I have trouble picking a specific character, but all I can think of is Draco Malfoy from Harry Potter, just because he tries to prove that he's better than everybody else, and he fails it every single time, and it's just, I do not like Draco. I don't understand how people like him, but I mean, if you guys are Slytherins, I can understand that, but I just don't understand how a lot of people like him. I mean, I do not like his character, even though he doesn't want to be like his father, since his father is a Death Eater, but still he thinks of himself a lot. The next question is Rough and Tough, favorite bookish siblings, and I picked Katniss Everdeen and Primrose from The Hunger Games. I love them. I love those two so much because their relationship just reminds me of me and my sister, and I love my sister as much as Katniss does with her sister, and I just love those two. Those two are my favorite book siblings. I would love to hang out with them with my sister. I'm pretty sure that my sister will be like, no. So those two are just my favorites, just because they have a strong sister bond, and that's what I love about The Hunger Games, just because of those two. The next question is Zippleback, favorite series. I have a lot of favorite series, but I just finished one and it became my favorite series, which is the Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer. I have not read Stars Above yet, and I know it's a collection of short stories that takes place in the Lunar Chronicles, and I'm excited to read that when I can. I love the Lunar Chronicles. I marathoned this series this year, and I just love them so much. I'm so glad that I got to read them, and that the weird thing is, Winter is actually my favorite out of the whole series. I don't normally like the last book of the series, but for this series, I liked Winter a lot more than the others, but so yeah, I just love the Lunar Chronicles so much. They became one of my favorite series of all time. The next question is Monstrous Nightmare, a book full of rebellious characters. And I think characters from Sea Fire by Natalie C. Parker are very rebellious because this book is about a group of female pirates seeking for revenge, and I just read this recently and I really enjoyed it, and I just love all the characters and they're all very rebellious. The next question is Chronicle. I can't pronounce his name. I'm sorry. A big book you loved. The only ones I could think of is Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, because that's the biggest book in the series, which is 870. Yeah, it's really funny how I remember it. I would have put down Breaking Dawn by Stephenie Meyer, the last book of Twilight, but I mentioned this so many times in my channel that I used to be a fan of Twilight, but I don't think I would have loved it now, but it was a big part of my life at one point. But anyways, that I love the Harry Potter series, like I mentioned it in my channel and in this video, that I love the Harry Potter series, and I know the Order of the Phoenix is the biggest book in this series, and yeah. The next question is Deadly Netter, a book ending that killed you, which is Sea Witch by Sarah Henning. I know I saw the ending coming because that's the Sea Witch's origin story, but I cried at the end. I was like, why? I literally cried a lot when I read this book. My heart broke because of the ending, and I understand like that leads up to the original fairy tale, but still I saw the ending coming, but I still cried at the end of the book, and it really killed me. The next question is Night Fairy, a hidden gem, and I picked The Neverland Wars by Audrey Greenhouse. This series is really underrated because I never heard anybody talk about it on BookTube, and I think everybody should read it because it's a really unique Peter Pan retelling, and of course in the synopsis it's about Neverland going to war with reality. They are in battle, so that it was a really interesting Peter Pan retelling that I've ever read, and it's becoming one of my favorites, even though I love Peter Pan, and I loved a lot of Peter Pan retellings I've read so far, and I definitely think it's a really underrated book that everybody should read. The last question is Light Fairy, a most anticipated release. I have trouble picking it because I did a video of my most anticipated fall releases, and I don't remember which ones already came out or the ones that haven't come out yet, but I picked The Light Between Worlds by I forgot the author's name, but I'm gonna have the book right here, but from the synopsis it reminds me a lot of Chronicles of Narnia, which I'm reading the series so far slowly, but I'm definitely loving the series, even though I reread the first two books because I read the first two books for a class, and I love Chronicles of Narnia, and the synopsis of this book reminds me a lot of it, and I'm excited to read it once I get to it when I can. So that's all for the How to Train Your Dragon book tag. I'm not going to tag anybody because I'm still behind on a lot of book tags I'm tagged in, but if you want to do it, go ahead and do it, because that was a really fun tag, especially when I love How to Train Your Dragon and I have not seen it in a while, and I have not seen the third movie yet, so that's a perfect timing to do this tag. And if you enjoy this video, give us a thumbs up and comment down below your favorite characters from How to Train Your Dragon, because I'm curious. And if you If you want to follow me on social media, I have Facebook on our last reader, and I have Twitter and Instagram on last reader 19. I also have Goodreads, which I'll link down below. If you don't want to miss any of my new videos, hit subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!